Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Tonight I'm going to do a couple of coasters with a different color scheme than I used before. First color is Artist Loft Orange, followed by a TLP color Nightfall, and then also I'm going to be using Nickel Azo Gold, which is that color there, and also I'm going to be using another TLP color Mermaid. So obviously, as you might can tell, my mermaid paint is a little thick compared to some of the other ones on there, especially the other pigment, the purple pigment. Um, those two are actually mixed completely different. So, sometimes whenever you mix your pigments, they don't keep I don't know, you want to say like the true color of what they are. Sometimes they might dull out or wash out type ordeal. And so I did a little bit different on that one. My color scheme, I'm actually trying it with this white base. I really didn't like the outcome of the white base, so I'm just going to switch it to the black base. Sometimes, hey, you got to test one out, you never know. The white base might look better or the black base might look better. So back to the mermaid color. I actually, let's see, what did I do? I did a 3-to-1 ratio for my ultra deep base to Josonja Varnish, and I added a zero point 0.5 of the Golden's gel gloss, and that was my pouring medium for that. And so basically what I did is I did like a 10-to-1 or 12-to-1, somewhere around there, to pouring medium to pigments. So I'll try to explain a little bit more in that in the description. Um, so yeah, this one I'm actually going to do a swipe. Sometimes I don't know. I do a little bit better with swipes than I do blowouts. But I mean, I can do both, obviously. But swiping is just so much easier for me, and that's just the way it is. So this was actually during my lunch break, real quick. Only got to do one of these during my lunch break, and these other three I finished up tonight. So anyway, I hope everybody's doing good. Hope Christmas and the New Year's was good for everybody. Didn't do much. Tried to go skiing, play in the snow, and all that. That was pretty fun, especially since I don't really get to see snow that much where I live. Um, but other than that, only thing exciting about my Christmas was getting COVID. Man, let me tell you. I guess I was one of the lucky ones. Had no symptoms whatsoever. So I guess in a roundabout way, I guess it was a good thing I got it during Christmas break, away from work. So that's always a positive thing, I suppose. And yeah, so here's my swipes. And I gotta admit, I mean, this thing looks awesome, and I don't even. It reminds me of something, but I don't know what this color scheme reminds me of. So it's bugging me because I've been thinking about it all day, and I still don't know what it is. So this was the first one, and I'll get you down for a closer look real quick. I mean, obviously that purple is very vibrant, and also the mermaid. So yeah, gotta love that. So get on to the other three now. I will put on some music, and I'll come back here in a minute. Alright, so I'm back. Well, a little bit of a bumpy road here and there. Didn't like one of them, so, it is what it is, sometimes you like what you get, and sometimes you don't. Obviously, swiping's probably the best bet for this one, considering that my one pigment is kind of thicker than the rest, so I'm good with swiping. I mean, you can't argue with that, right? Um, Another thing that I cut out that you don't normally see me doing is, so when I swipe it, normally after I swipe it and I let the cell activator sink in or anything like that, I actually get my X-Acto blade and I go and I pop any bubbles that I can see, like anything that's. I use a bit of the glare of the light and I try to go and pop all the bubbles that you can see, because it's better for you to pop them sooner than later, because if you don't pop them like before you stretch it out, then you might have like a white base or like a black dot or whatever your base color is, depending on if that bubble goes all the way down to your base color. So I try to at least pop the bubbles that I see as I'm going. I even do it like after I put down like this strip of orange, right? So I'll actually pop any bubble that I see that I can actually pop. There's some small bubbles you can't really pop, but any of them that I can, I try to pop them before I swipe, before I blow, or even after I swipe or blow out the cell activator. So there is that. That's actually not in the videos that I do show you. So just a little bit of information that I tend to do that. Um, Past that, really, everything else is pretty much spot on. Um, with my setup, it's hard for me to show you the blowout. So I mean, I know in this video I kind of got off to the side of my camera a little bit, so you did get to see a little bit of that, which every little bit helps, So I mean, yeah, wanted you to see me blowing out the cell activator. I mean, like I told you, every little bit helps. I mean, I know I watched a bunch of videos with this whole process, and I still don't even have the blowdown right. I mean, yeah, it could be really, really, really tricky. Swiping is real easy for me. I don't know why. Some people, it's flip flop. Um, Another thing, a little tidbit thing, what I was going through on like this whole process. I did one of these at around noon today, and the rest of them I did it at 10 o'clock at night. Well, due to the weather, everything is against us in this technique, let me tell you. But like the weather and everything else, some of my paints were getting thicker and not being as thin. So for me to thin them down, I was adding like more Josonja Varnish, just a little bit at a time, Or if you want to, you can add the US Floetrol to it to thin it down. Now I know if you put too much varnish, I know like or Minwax or whatever your varnish is that you're using, if you put too much in there with your paints, I know sometimes that can cause some problems. So we don't want that, right? So if you want, you can add a little bit of Floetrol with it, and it doesn't hurt this technique. Um, so yeah, that's a cheap way to thin it down. I know some techniques you can add water. I I'm gonna say I'm against that with this technique. That's just me personally. Um, but yeah, if you need to thin your paints down, you don't have to add the varnish if you don't want to. You can just add a little bit of Floetrol with it, and it works just as well. So again, I know with these products they can be expensive, or they can actually, depending on how much you get, they can add up quickly. So there's a little bit of help fight the cost a little bit. Um, this is my last one, and I still don't know what this color scheme is reminding me of, but it's something. And if one of you know, leave a comment. It really is bugging me. I don't know what it is, parrot or something. Not quite sure. And I think this is one of my favorite ones. Is this one or my first one? Again, hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I would appreciate that so much. And again, thank you for watching. Have a good one. Take care.